We'll take the sums on finding the area bounded by the ellipse. We have seen the formulas now. We know the formula for area in the Cartesian and polar form as well. So sums will be including both 1 to 2 sums. First I'll take for Cartesian and then for polar. So let's start. Take the first example. Find the area bounded by the ellipse. The equation for the ellipse is x square plus a square plus y square upon b square equal to 1 above x-axis. Okay, so let's draw the diagram of this. This is your x-axis and y-axis. So this may be somewhere called your ellipse. Okay, the ellipse is what? The equation is now the same as we did in multiple integration, double integration, where limits of integration were not provided. Right, above x-axis, that means the region of integration is whole thing. We can see that region 1 and region 2 are symmetric to each other. So this region 1 and 2 are symmetric to each other. That means if we find the area in any one and then multiply by 2 will give me the answer. Okay, so we will take a strip which is parallel to y-axis, right, and then find the values where it is touching down this, that is what? 0. So this is nothing but y is equal to 0 and this is nothing but ellipse. So from ellipse we can find the value of y. So that will be nothing but what? Y square upon b square is equal to 1 minus x square upon a square. So 1 minus x square upon a square, right? So y square is equal to b square into 1 minus x square upon a square. So y is equal to, since it is in first quadrant, it is nothing but, here you can write b 1 minus x square upon a square. So this will be my upper limit because it is touching up to the ellipse, and this will be my lower limit. Right, now since here the points are given a and b, so obviously this will be origin, this will be a comma 0 and this will be 0 comma b. So now the strip travels from left to right, so the points that will be given is x to a. So my outer limits will be 0 to a, right? So we have drawn a vertical strip and we have used the rules of double integration, right? So you can write that the region is symmetric so total area, that is the shaded area, will be twice into area bounded in first quadrant. So whatever area is there in first quadrant, if I multiply that by 2, you will get the area for the total part, right? So my formula of area, now these are my Cartesian coordinates. We will use the formula for Cartesian coordinates, that is dx dy, right? So area, the formula is double integration of dx dy. But here now you know that you have to multiply with 2 because you have to find, okay, here you have to multiply by 2. So area will be 2 multiplied by, x limits are 0 to a, y limits are 0 to b under root of 1 minus x square upon a square. First we will integrate with y and then with x. Okay, So that will be 2 into 0 to a. The limits, we will substitute the limits. The integration is too easy because you don't have anything inside the integration. Okay, so that will be 2 into 0 to a b under root of 1 minus x square upon a square dx. So you can simplify this as 2 into 0 to a that will be under root of 1 minus, a square minus x square. I have just cross multiply, and under root of a square is a. I have taken that outside. So 2b upon a will come outside the integration. Now from the formula list, we have seen this formula. If you remember in the starting of the lecture series, under root of a square minus x square is, we'll use that formula, x by 2 and sine inverse wala. So 2b upon a, so that will be x by 2 under root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x by a. Let's substitute the limits now. If I substitute upper limit, that will be 0 here, lower limit, that will be 0 in the first term. So first term is not holding any value. Substituting the limits in the second term, so that will be this. Okay, so you know that this 2 will get cancelled, 1a will get cancelled, and sine inverse 1, we know it is pi by 2. So pi by 2 a into b. So this is my area. Okay, so final area of the ellipse bounded by the equation above the x-axis is pi by 2 a into b. Let's take another example. You have to find the area which is bounded by the parabola y square is equal to 4x and the line. The equation of the line is given 2x minus 3y is equal plus 4 equal to 0. So how to plot this line now? Since the same thing as we do for on your graph paper, substitute random points, 0 for x, then find the value for y, and so on. Now you know the parabola y square is equal to 4x. That is a parabola on x-axis. Okay, now after I plot these points, we'll plot the points 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 4. So if I take the value of x, I will find as 0, right? I'll find the random points for y, then again so on. So if we do these, you get the values of x, okay, and values of y, and then you plot accordingly. So after you get the values, the line will be something over here, this way. Okay, so this line is 2x minus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. Fine. So now my area for intersection, that is the region, is this. We will take a strip parallel to y-axis. Now taking a strip parallel to y-axis, first we need to find the points of intersection, right? We need to find the point, what are these points and what are these points. So how do we find the point of intersection? We know that we substitute one curve into another. So this is my one curve, this is my another curve. So I will substitute equation 1 and 2. So I'll get the points of intersection. So substituting equation 1 and 2, I'll get 2x 4y square. Okay, so intersection is obtained by this. So that is 2x plus 4 by 3 the whole square. I substitute the value of y is equal to 4x. Okay, I substitute, this is my equation 1. Okay, so I've substituted 2 and 1 in short, and then simplified this. So after simplification, if you open the brackets, so let me simplify this. So that will be nothing but you divide the terms, and this is x plus 2 the whole square equal to 9x. So that is x square minus 5x plus 4. If you simplify again, so this turns into a quadratic equation. So the values of x here is 1 and 4. If you substitute this in 1, you will get the values of y as 2 and 4. Okay, so now the points that I am getting is 1, 2 and 4, 4. These are the 2 points that I've got. And now we have to find the limits for y, since we have taken the strip parallel to y axis. So this will be 1, 2 and this will be 4, 4. So the strip is parallel to y axis. So where the strip is touching this blue line, from this blue line, what is the equation for the blue line? 2x minus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. So find the value of y from the blue line equation. That will give me the lower limit, right? So this is the value of y. Okay, this will be my lower limit. Up it is touching y square is equal to 4x, which is nothing but y is equal to under root of 4x. That is my upper limit. And the outer limit strip will travel from left to right. So the points will be 1 to 4. Okay, so let's write the formula. So the area is given by outer limits are 1 to 4. Inner limits are 2x plus 4 by 3 and 2 root x dy dx. First you will integrate with y first and then you will integrate with x, because we have taken strip parallel to y axis. If we take strip parallel to x axis, you will integrate with respect to x first and then y. So this is nothing but 2 root x minus 2x plus 4 by 3. A simple integration now. So let's integrate this. So that is 2, and x raised to 1 by 2 can be written by x raised to 3 by 2 by 3. This 2 will go 3 by 2 minus 2x square by 2. So x square by this 3 will come, 2 will get cancelled, plus 4x. So sorry, this is minus sign outside. So minus will get multiplied inside. So this will have a minus sign. So that is minus 4 into x by 3. The limits of integration are 1 to 4. So now let's substitute the upper limit and the lower limit and then simplify. I leave it up to you for simplification. You can check the answer should be 1 by 3. Okay, so the sums are similar to what? Double integration, where limits of integrations are not provided. So same way we just have to plot the curve and take the strip parallel to y or x axis and then simplify and get the answer. So let's continue with the next question. Okay, the next question is you have to find the area of the loop. Now the sum that we'll take is not a standard curve. So you should have an experience of that also. Always we are taking a standard curves and you know how to draw those curves. So let's take some different curve. So find the area of the loop of the curve. The curve is x into x square plus y square and x square minus y square. Okay, the equation, if we simplify this equation, if we open the brackets, this equation can be written as what? it can be, you can take x square things common and then you can simplify this equation. We have done the topic curve tracing in the earlier unit, so use that logic for tracing the curve. I won't explain that here. You can refer to that videos, or you can refer to those unit, the theory of that unit. In the same course we have seen the topic curve tracing, so we will trace this curve. So the equation of the curve, okay, can be written we can write this as y square is equal to x square a minus x upon a plus x. So now what we will do is we will trace this curve same as we do the point of intersection. We will find the curve with x-axis is we obtain this by putting y is equal to 0. If we substitute y is equal to 0, we get the point of intersection of x-axis. So if I substitute y is equal to 0, I'll get nothing but x square into a minus x is 0. So what x values you'll have? 0, 1x, and x other value will be a, right? So the loop will touch 0 and a over here. So the loop lies between 0, 0 and a comma 0, that you know. Again, what you have to see that we will have to take a strip and then you have to check the symmetricity. Then you have to see whether it passes through the origin, then you have to see whether it is symmetric to the curve. All these points you will check as you saw in the curve tracing. Okay, so let's draw the loop. So this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. So the loop will be something like this. If you plot it, it will be symmetric to x-axis. Okay, and if you consider all the points and plot the curve, this will be your asymptote. Since it is symmetric to x-axis, and you have to find the area of the loop, again by using the same logic we can multiply this by 2. Okay, this is the whole thing that you have to find the area of. So finding the area of this curve, okay, so again that will be 2 into the upper part, right? So we will consider only this upper part. So the strip that we are including, we are taking a strip which is parallel to y-axis, right? So now you can see the strip here, it touches my x-axis, which is y is equal to 0, and here it touches the curve. So you know that is y is equal to x under root of a minus x. So this curve is nothing but y square x square a minus x to a plus x, right? So this will be y x under root of a minus x to, this will be my upper limit, my lower limit will be 0. Now the strip travels from left to right, so here you have x and here you have a, so outer limits will be 0 to a, right? So the area of the loop, this loop, will be nothing but 2 into 0 to a and 0 to x under root of a minus x to a plus x. So let's find the area. Why I am multiplying by 2? Because it is symmetric about my x-axis. So I have just found out of one region, and then later you will do for another. Okay, so this is what we need to integrate. Now integration of this, you can see it's a bit difficult because again you in numerator and denominator you have. So I need to substitute some trigonometric term. So my integration becomes easier. So here I will substitute a is equal to cos theta. So my dx will be minus sin theta d theta into a. So now since I have changed the variable of integration, my limits will also change. So my old limits for x was 0 and a. Now new limits I need to find for theta. How to find? Here you substitute the old limit. So here if you substitute 0, so cos inverse 0 you have to find. Then you substitute a will get cancelled. Cos inverse 1 you need to find. Right? So now when x is equal to 0, if I find the new limits, my theta will be pi by 2. And if x is equal to a, my theta will be 0. So these are my new limits of integration. So my equation, the area equation, and let it write it as equation 1. So 1 becomes, area is 2 into pi by 2 to 0. So here you have x in the integration, right? Here you have x. So in place of x you will substitute a cos theta. In place of dx you will substitute minus a sin theta d theta. So after substitution you will have a cos theta under root of a minus a cos theta and a plus a cos theta. In the bracket you will have minus a sin theta d theta. Right? So now you can see that numerator a and denominator a, here it is getting cancelled, and this a and this a will become a square. Right? And so you will have a square, and limits I have interchanged. This minus sign I have used the property of definite integral. So minus a to a can be written as, we can invert the limit. So I have written 0 to pi by 2. So this will become cos theta sin theta. Right? Inside we can see the integration, that is 1 minus cos theta and 1 plus cos theta d theta. So now we can adjust this. This can be written as, what? If I multiply by this 2, this can be written as sin 2 theta by 2. And if I use half angle, if I substitute, this can be written as 2a square 0 to pi by 2. Okay, this cos theta as it is. Sin theta, sin 2 theta formula I will use, that is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. And this can be written as under root thing, 1 minus cos theta, you know it is 2 sin square theta by 2. And this is 2 cos square theta by 2. Okay. So after I simplify this, I'll get 2a square 0 to pi by 2. So here 2 will get cancelled. Okay. And this cos theta as it is. So what you will have? 1 minus this cos theta by 2 will get cancelled. This sine and sine becomes sine square. So sine square can be written as 1 minus cos. So this is what you will get. Okay, so let's open the brackets. So that will be 2a square 0 to pi by 2 cos theta minus cos square theta. So what we can do, cos square theta you can write as 1 plus cos theta by 2, and then we will integrate. So after integration we will have 2a square and then integration for cos, that will be sine theta by 2, and cos 2 theta will be sine 2 theta by 2, and one more 2 will become 4. Substitute the limits of integration. So after I substitute the upper limit and the lower limit and simplify, you can check the answer will be 2a square 1 minus pi by 4. Okay, so this one example I had taken where your curve was not a standard curve. So first you trace the curve according to your curve tracing rules, and then you find what will be the answer. Okay, so now let's take another example. You have to find the area between the rectangular hyperbola is 3xy is equal to 2 and the line 12x plus y is equal to 6. Now we had seen a rectangular hyperbola sum earlier also, and you know how to plot it. So 12x plus y is equal to 6. So let's plot this first and let's check the area of intersection. So this will be your x-axis, y-axis. My rectangular hyperbola will be somewhere like this. So this is my 3xy is equal to 2, the red line. So if I find the value of y, because anyway I'm going to take the strip parallel to y-axis, and if I plot my line, so again plot points, so the line will be somewhere like this. Okay, so this line is what? 12x plus y is equal to 6. So that is nothing but y is equal to 6 minus 12x. So my area of intersection is clear from this. It is this. So now if I take, I need to find first, I will take a strip parallel to y-axis. So from the inner limits will be easy. The line, the hyperbola, rectangular hyperbola, which is the red one, and the upper limit will be the green line. But I need to find the points of intersection first. How to find the points of intersection? One curve we will substitute in another. So these two curves I have basically. So let's substitute the value